Hey Flute fam, Dr. Reiner here with another installment of Learn Flute with me. In the last little mini series of videos, we spent a whole lot of time playing on the head joint, so hopefully it's becoming automatic for you to place the head joint where you need it on your chin and reliably get sounds out pretty immediately and at least somewhat consistently. So in this next mini series, we're going to put the flute together, talk about posture and hand position, and start playing the whole instrument. Your flute is delicate, and having to take it into the shop for repairs is a drag. It's nothing to be stressed out about. You can easily keep it in good working order with the following simple tips. Always rinse out your mouth and wash your hands with soap and water before you play. I've got my flute here to point at a couple parts. I want you to always avoid touching the crown of your head joint. I mentioned that in an earlier head joint video. Just want to say it one more time. And I will also encourage you to avoid grabbing the flute by the keys, because they're delicate and they can get bent. So you want to go for the bare spots like the end of your foot joint. I really like the barrel of the body. This is the most stable place where you know your entire flute is going to be safe and sound. And then obviously you've got a whole lot of bare metal with no keys on the head joint, so you can grab anywhere except the plate. Finally, make sure that you clean your flute every time before you put it back in the case. Swab the inside using the cleaning rod that came with your flute and a cotton handkerchief or bandana, or you can purchase a silk swab online or from a local music store. And then you're going to gently wipe the fingerprints off the surface with that handkerchief or a microfiber cloth. And then you're going to store the wet, spitty swab somewhere away from the body of your flute. Leave it to air out. Moving on, let's put it together. I'm looking at the foot joint first. It doesn't really matter what order you choose on a daily basis. And I'm grabbing the body by the barrel. Most beginner flute methods will tell you to situate the E flat key, this pinky key, centered next to the rod on the body. So that's what this is going to look like. And I'm just twisting to get it into place. If you can see here, this rod is kind of pointing towards the middle of the key. That's a good place to start, but I just want you to know that that's not set in stone. The important thing is to make the placement of the foot joint fit your hand so that your pinky can stay relaxed and reach all the keys. My pinky's pretty small, kind of short, and I actually like, so here's the default placement, I actually like rolling my foot joint up a little bit. So if you can see that, now the rod is pointing towards closer to the bottom of the key. And there's where my pinky hits. I don't know. That feels comfortable to me. So over the next few months, as the flute starts to feel like a natural extension of your hands, because you're spending so much time playing it every day, just check in and make adjustments if your pinky or the heel of your right hand start to get sore. Your hands shouldn't hurt when you play. Okay, so it's time for the head joint. We will always play with the head joint pulled out about 1/4 to 1/2 inch from the body. So I'm not going to worry about aligning in, I'm just sticking it in the tube. And you can see that there's a space here. This part of the metal might be darker on your head joint, or you might have rings on both the barrel and the head joint that show you that you're pulled out, but it should look something like this. If you push all the way in until the head joint stops moving, you're going to be too sharp. So you always want to play a little bit pulled out here. And you know, this is a good start. When you start playing with a tuner later, once you're consistently getting many sounds out, you'll figure out exactly where your particular head joint needs to be, but this is a good starting point. And now the most crucial step, alignment. So when you practice playing the head joint, you're consistently keeping the embouchure hole pointing towards the ceiling, right? Same thing here. You're going to transfer that playing position directly to the entire flute. In order to do this comfortably, and this is far less negotiable than the foot joint position, you're going to line up the embouchure hole with the first key that you see on the top of the body of your flute. Right now I am not aligned, so I'm going to roll this around here, and I'm hanging on again to the barrel and the head joint, not bending keys. Some people like to trace a line with their fingers from the hole down to that first key to ensure that it's lined up. A lot of people I know will look either down the barrel or, up from the body. You'll figure out a style where you can see this once you get more accustomed to it. Just do what makes the most sense to your eyes. You may have a stamp, by the way, on the head joint and then again on the barrel of the flute that are placed there to help you with this alignment, but those stamp positions vary widely in their accuracy, so I want you to check for yourself rather than blindly trusting the stamp. So we're just lining, once more, we're lining this hole up with the first key on the top of the body of the flute. Don't rush this step. Carefully putting your flute together properly will really help you play well. And that's it. So once you've got this put together, follow me over to the next video where I'll talk about hand position and posture, and then we can finally play.